Hey, welcome into another Whoosh video here with me, Louie. Today I thought, let's take a look at Agatha All Along. We're 6 episodes in, and I thought I should give my feedback on what I think the show is doing, how it is, how it relates back to the comics, and just give my overall opinion of how I'm enjoying it, or if I'm not enjoying it. So, let's take a look. Alright. So, full spoilers are going to happen in this for what's happened in the show so far. So if you haven't seen it, if you aren't completely caught up to episode 6, I would turn this off. I mean, it's really bad to recommend turning off your own channel, but I would recommend turning this off and coming back once you have watched it. I don't want to give anything away. I think it's something that you should go into and make up your own mind before listening to me tell you about what the episodes are about. So, like I said, full spoilers ahead. Yeah, and before we get into that, if you're enjoying the channel, if you're enjoying the content, if you're enjoying the What Am I Readings, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel as well. It really helps to kind of get YouTube to push the content out there. I know I make 2 different kinds of content, running and comics. They're very different, but they're both my interests. So if you subscribe, at least you'll still see them all the time no matter what. So just please do that if you can. Now, back to Agatha All Along. The show started off a little bit weird. One of the things I loved, I struggled with it in WandaVision, but I did love that each show felt like a TV show, right? Each one had its own separate theme, its own separate intro, its own separate everything. So, for Agatha All Along to start off with like a CSI kind of vibe was really, really cool. And you'll see how most of it played out in Agatha's head, or Agnes's head, as she's referred to in the episode. You'll see in episode 6 the complete opposite view of what we saw happen in episode 1. Fantastic. So well done. So well done. One of the really, really fun things I think that happened in it is Agatha is just a cop. Like, she's a foul-mouthed detective, and she's loads and loads of fun. So make sure to go back and check that episode out. Let me know your thoughts on it. And then we'll see, because while the show is called Agatha All Along, I think we're starting to see that Agatha is not the main character. The main character is Billy Kaplan. And if you're familiar with the comics, Billy Kaplan is actually one of the 2 sons of Wanda and Vision. And you've seen him in WandaVision and in Multiverse of Madness. He was obviously Billy Maximoff in those, I believe. I don't think they gave him... Actually, I don't know if they gave him a last name. Just Billy and Tommy, and this is what they referred to the children as. So... but at the end of WandaVision, he disappears because she releases the hex. The magic is not there to sustain him, and it seems like at that point he's going to be gone, right? But as we see here, he's not gone. So what happened? Well, they go on to explain that when the hex was going down, Billy Kaplan's parents were driving him home from the bar mitzvah. They ended up crashing into a tree. Billy died, or William Kaplan died, and Billy's soul was transported into William Kaplan's body, now Billy Kaplan, and he has no memory of his former life with his with Wanda and Vision and Tommy. He has no memory of his current life with his current biological parents. So there's all this stuff going on, right? He starts to kind of piece it together. We get the return of Evan Peters, Ralph Boner in this episode. Bonerific69 is his online username. So that was pretty funny. And he's like this paranoid person, like terrified of Agatha, terrified of Wanda. So good. Such a good actor. So much credit to him. But it all kind of ties out where Billy's trying to figure out how to get to the Witch's Road. And we're not sure why he's trying to get to the Witch's Road. And he recruits Agatha to help him, recruits a whole coven of witches to help him. One of them is Deborah Jo Rupp from That 70s Show. She is phenomenal. Absolutely love her in the show. Aubrey Plaza pops up at another point. So there's all kinds of people in there. And it's really cool. One, there's the catchiest song, The Witch's Road. If you haven't heard it, check it out. I'm sure you have if you're watching this, though. And the Coven helps kind of get them through. They start losing Coven members as they go, like Deborah Jo Rupp's character dies right in the first challenge. Somebody else dies in like the next one. So it just continually happens where they continue to drop members. So it becomes a lot. I believe actually the third trial, maybe they lose another member. So there's one in there where they don't. But eventually Billy loses it all and throws Agatha off the road and into like basically a tar pit. Throws the other two members of the Coven into the tar pit as well. We don't see what happened to Aubrey Plaza during all of that, which is kind of a little weird. But hey, what can you do? But eventually Agatha crawls back out, and we still haven't seen the other two yet, so we'll see. But they decide to end the episode with them continuing on the Witch's Road and Billy saying that he doesn't trust Agatha, but Agatha knowing that Billy is trying to find Tommy because Tommy's the only one missing. So that's where the show is up to now after 6 episodes. And I didn't do it full justice in the details because as much as I'm saying spoilers, I don't want to give away everything. Just go back and watch it. Each of the trials on their own as its own separate set, its own separate time period, and it's phenomenal. So I think it's great. I've been enjoying it a ton. I can't recommend it enough. Now, something I've seen from before Agatha was even released to even now is, why are they doing this with this character? Why are they reinventing like Billy Kaplan? Why are they giving him this origin? What are they doing? And something to say is they're not reinventing the character, and they're not reinventing his origin completely. This does happen in the comics. Like I said, Scarlet Witch creates Billy and Tommy in the comics out of parts of Mephisto, who, the devil in the Marvel Comics universe. He first appears in Silver Surfer number 3 from 1968. He's right on the cover. And then in the comics, Mephisto sends an agent of his to come out, and he reabsorbs the kids for Mephisto. Mephisto takes them back, and then eventually, once Mephisto is defeated, their souls are released again, and they're reincarnated into new bodies. And eventually they end up tracking each other down as Wiccan joins the Young Avengers. The Young Avengers continue to recruit new members after events, and eventually they stumble upon Tommy. They realize Tommy and Billy look alike and that they're twins, and then eventually it comes out that they actually are twins, with like Vision confirming that he's the kids. So they're not that far off from the comic origin. I mean, which is great because everybody wants them to stay true to the comics, and I think this is a great way of doing it. Again, I think this was a kind of bait and switch, calling it Agatha All Along, but really making it a Billy Kaplan origin story. Fine by me, to be completely honest, completely fine. I think that was probably a smart way to do it because people tend to either really like or really hate Agatha. I think she did a fantastic job in WandaVision, and she's doing a fantastic job here. So, sure, include her more. I think that people are going to end up appreciating the show for what it is, unless, and I say this because Secret Invasion got me with the same thing, unless they can't stick the landing. Because Secret Invasion did not stick the landing. Secret Invasion felt extremely inconsequential to the entire MCU overall by the end of it. The only thing they did was release an overpowered Skrull into the universe and make that a thing. So that's where I'm headed with that. So as long as they can stick the landing on this, which I'm not sure they can, I hope they can, I do think that we're headed in the right direction with Marvel TV shows based on the way this is going. It's enjoyable. It's fantastic for the end of the Halloween season. We have 3 episodes left, 1 next week and 2 the following week. So fantastic that they're ending the season with 2 back-to-back episodes, which will hopefully make people feel like it's less of a letdown, because that's one of the things. They drop a season finale and it's 30 minutes and you're like, that's all for a wrap-up. always feels a little underwhelming when that happens, and it's one of the shortest episodes of the season. So I think Marvel is doing the right thing there. Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed Agatha all along. I think it's been a fun, extremely fun ride. It's got to be one of those surprisingly top tier shows, I think, based on just the amount of fun I've had watching it. Maybe it's Halloween season influencing it, or maybe it's something else. It's just good. I've just enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, what part of it haven't you enjoyed? I mean, I'm curious to see, like, what would you change? Would you not introduce Tommy? What would you do? So let me know in the comments your thoughts on the show, changes you would make. And yeah, we'll catch you here next time. Thanks.